Longhorn Nation, Sooner fans, welcome to episode 207 of the Bevo Podcast, the only podcast exclusively dedicated to covering the greatest rivalry in college football, the University of Texas, and the University of Oklahoma. I'm here with my man, Kevin Miller. I am John Whitson. Kevin, Arch Manning had an Arch Manning-like day. 25 of 33, 328 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks, and they needed every single one of those pass yards to hold off the Vanderbilt Commodores. Y'all were rolling. You should have rolled. We're going to talk about what stalled out a dominant performance in the second half. But you did win 34-31. You're going to take the win. You're going to take a bye week. You're going to get ready to go to Athens, Georgia. In Knoxville, Tennessee, the Oklahoma Sooners march out with a victory, 33-27, in one of the weirdest Oklahoma games I've seen in a really long time. The wave of emotions was up and down and left and right and in and out. Kevin, I'm going to start positive. Is that okay? Is that okay? Normally I go negative.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start positive.
I'm going to pump a little sunshine, if that's all right. We've got a kicker.
You got a really good kicker, man.
No.
That dude's awesome.
Those shorts are a little bi-curious. Would you agree with that? Or do you like the shorts?
No, the shorts are horrible.
Okay.
I don't know if I would use those. I wouldn't use that term, but
I don't even know what it means, Kevin.
I just don't like them.
They're uncomfortable to look at. I think we can agree.
Yes. They're too short.
My son Jeffrey has a couple pair of golf shorts that he should not be wearing.
Yeah,
and they reminded
me. It's a generational thing.
It's something. And I have to say, I'm not playing golf with you when you're wearing it. Somebody should say something. Maybe this is what he needs. Maybe it's the freedom of the motion, right? He's just the legs.
John Stockton. He looked like John Stockton.
Yeah.
Old NBA shorts.
Yeah, at Gonzaga. John Stockton at Gonzaga.
No, he wore those in Utah too.
Not with the Jazz. My God. First of all, holy crap. What a kicker. 2 from 55, 51, and then some other 37 or whatever. I mean, the 2 from 55, even though he barely made that last one, I don't know what it's like to have a kicker, Kevin. I didn't know how to handle the reality that he was going to make all these kicks.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling, man. You know, we don't think about kickers too much. When you have a good one, it's very reassuring. When Texas had Dicker the kicker, it was great. I mean, Justin Tucker back in the day as well. I
said I was going to go positive, but what a stupid-ass play call on third down when you're in field goal range to go up 2 possessions. What? I'm going to be positive, Kevin. Don't let me go down that road. Don't let me go down that road.
We'll get to that.
We'll get there. All right. Another positivity. The run game, Kevin. The run game, both offensively and defensively. Okay? Xavier Robinson, another 100-yard game, 115 yards rushing, 7.2 yards a carry. Should have had 2 touchdowns. We'll talk about that, whether that was worth the stop.
Get in the end zone, man.
Did you see him looking at the sideline?
Yes. Like, what do I do? What do I do? Get in the end zone, man.
You score. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get there. That's fine. He still had a good game. He had a very solid game against Tennessee. I'm okay with that. And then defensively, we only allowed 63 rush yards. Herb Street talked about it, and I think he was right. And we're going to talk about Herb Street's call because I thought he was on point with a lot of things, especially as it relates to John Mateer. We'll get there. But he talked about Tennessee just having token run game. Like they were never committed to the run game.
No.
I kind of think that was Oklahoma saying you're not running the ball because they did not run the ball against Oklahoma.
Kind of like we talked about with OU at times. You at least have to keep trying it. Try to keep the defense honest.
Yeah. Well, they tried it, but they had 0 success with it.
Yeah, it wasn't really. I mean, they had a couple of nice runs, but I think Deshaun Bishop had a 16-yard run, but you take away that, he's 11 for 22.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was rough for them.
Very comfortable with our run defense. And very, hey, I thought they used John Mateer the right way, running the ball. I thought his scrambling, he seemed more decisive, specifically in the second half. That's the kind of game that he's going to have to play like that and better to beat Alabama. But that's in 2 weeks. We're talking about this game. He looked
correct. Yeah,
in the second.
We'll get there.
We'll talk about Mateer in the second half, though. I like the way you're right. Here's the defensively, though. Owen Heineke, are you out of your mind? That dude was a man possessed. They're like, bro, you get to start today. And they kept talking about, Kobe McKenzie's on the bench. Kobe McKenzie might not see the field again if Owen Heineke wants to play like that. 13 tackles, a forced fumble. The dude was all over the field, Kevin. When's the last time you saw a small, skinny white boy playing linebacker like that?
It's been a minute. It's interesting because in the lead up to the game, we talked about that Grayson Halton and David Stone and Armbason Thomas needed to dominate the game from a pass rushing standpoint. The crazy thing is they actually protected well against the front four. It was the blitzing linebackers that they did not have an answer for.
Yep.
And credit to Venables for realizing that early, because it was pitch and catch, easy throwing practice for them in the first quarter. You guys were getting no pressure from the front four, and they were just hitting guys. And like I said, credit BV for saying, okay, I got to bring pressure in other ways here. Started blitzing linebackers, and Tennessee was not ready for it. They couldn't handle it at all.
Okay, the pressure came, and along with the pressure, Kevin, turnovers. We got turnovers. Oklahoma got turnovers. The aforementioned huge hit by Heineke. I mean, Armbason Thomas with the angry run down the sideline. Looks like he pulled his hammy. Hopefully he's okay. Got 2 weeks to heal before Alabama. Just a heck of a great call, a great play, great run. Absolutely needed. Tennessee was going. That was going to be that's a 14-point swing, and Oklahoma's doing nothing offensively. That was ginormous. But then you get the 2 interceptions. The big Bowen one, I think, in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And then another one by Spears Jennings?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. RSJ had a good. Speaking of plays by RSJ, the reason I couldn't think of that interception is because I was too busy thinking about his hands play on the onside kick. Just a great snag out of the air.
I thought that Tennessee guy had that.
It was a really good onside kick, and we'll talk about onside.
And it was an interesting bounce too, the way he was able to grab that. That's not a typical play a defensive back makes.
No, and he just kind of snagged it, threw an arm up there, and it was really, really good. Look, I thought the interceptions, if you watched them on television, they looked like clearly Aguilar's fault. Like, he made really bad decisions with both of those. But there's an element of, when I was watching it, thinking, it's the pressure and it's the scheme that lured him into like a sense of security to be able to make that throw.
Especially
both those throws. Yeah, because
the first one, it was the alignment. I mean, you had Peyton Bowen on the left hash, and I don't think Aguilar thought for a second that he was going to be able to get all the way over to the right side of the field. Yeah, so he saw the alignment. He made a decision based on that, and threw that ball. And he just didn't expect that Peyton Bowen would have that sort of range to be able to get over there, or that he would. That would be his assignment to get over there.
Look, I'm not in love with the secondary today. He threw for like 390 yards. Aguilar did. 393. But they did enough to win in the secondary, created those. You can let some go. And Gilroy had spurts of really good football and spurts of really bad football. But you can let some.
That's what you're going to get.
And you can let some things, and those receivers from Tennessee are really good. You can let some things happen, though, when you create turnovers, right? You don't have to play perfect defense if you could make them not play perfect offense. All right. Lastly, John Mateer, on the positive notes. There might be some others. John Mateer, we're going to transition into a little bit of what are we doing. In the first half, the offense and him did not respond very well to Neyland Stadium. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
They were shell-shocked.
Right. You couldn't run the ball, couldn't throw it. He was missing targets. Yeah, nothing was good.
They were shell-shocked. And he looked lost. And Herb Street was really onto him about his mechanics. And I don't want to like steal everything Herbie said, but at the same time, he's right on the money. The jumping looked weird.
He's done it all year, John. He was doing it against Michigan.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
No, I mean, it's horrible.
You could do it all year, but I'm glad.
No. I'm saying like even when he was a Heisman candidate, and we've talked about it on here, I'm like, this dude, his mechanics are worse than Quinn Ewers' are.
Oh yeah, they're bad. No.
He's throwing off his back foot. He's jumping. I mean, jumping. It's so weird, man.
It's stupid. It's like what we talked about a couple weeks ago. Where it's like, well, he's always looking to make the big play. Well, that's dumb. And it reminds me of a basketball player or a soccer player. I grew up playing basketball. My girls have grown up playing soccer, but the rule is the same. You have to stay on your feet in a basketball game. Like shooting and going to the ground has never helped anybody in a basketball game. But you know what I'm talking about. There's those kids that every shot they feel like they got to shoot and
then fall back.
And then same thing with soccer, right? They're like shooting and sliding, and it's like, okay, now you're out of the play. You've done nothing.
Correct.
It's the same in football, right? You got to stay on your feet. I just don't know what he's doing. That being said, second half,
he can't help himself sometimes.
I agree. No, I agree with that. It's too ingrained in him.
Yes.
If that's it, if that stays the case, which I think you and I kind of think that's the way it's going to be. It's like waiting for Quinn Ewers to get better, and it never happened. I think it would be the same kind of thing, right? Like we're waiting.
Yeah, this is who he is.
Yeah. And anyway, yeah, exactly. This is who he is. But in the second half, Judy was more decisive. Yeah. He was hitting that hole. His passes were on time. He just looked really, really good. And I like the quarterback run plays. I like the motion that they started to use to kind of fool with Tennessee's linebackers' eyes. All of that stuff looked really, really good. Okay. We get to a 2-score lead. It's like 8 minutes to go in the game. And we start chunking plays, Kevin. We're chunking plays. It's like 6 yards, 5 yards, first down. 6 yards, 5 yards, first down. 6 yards.
It's smart. It's quarterback run. It's handoff, and it's either jet sweep or a short pass to Satania. It's all. That's it. You went right.
That's all. It's an 8-minute drive. It's what we saw against Michigan.
You're choking the life out of the game.
It's what we saw against Michigan. It's what we saw at the end of the Auburn game. We're just gonna let's just go win this game. You get to 4 minutes. I guess 4 minutes and 1 second. Get a first down. It's a 2-score game. I think they're on the 40, like the plus 40. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, at 4 minutes, they've only got 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. But at 4 minutes, we can run the ball 3 times. Right? 3 times. And it's probably going to get to the 2-minute warning. Okay? And we might be in field goal range with a kicker that's killing everything. Or, hell, we might pick up a first down as game's over. Right. Like, those are the 2 things that are going to happen. Is we're going to decide, do we kick a field goal or go for it at the 2-minute warning? Right? I mean, that's the only 2 things that are going to happen at this game. The game is over, Kevin.
Yes.
It's over. What the hell is he doing? That's the worst play call I've ever seen. Ben Arbuckle. I don't even know. Was it Elijah? It wasn't Elijah Thomas. It was a Carter kid or whatever. I don't even care who it was. Yes. It was stupid. You know how stupid it was? Look, it was like Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl stupid.
Correct.
That was a dumb call. And you said it last night when you and I talked offline. It's like everybody knew you were going there. Tennessee had 3 dudes on the guy.
Yeah. Why? That's what I said. Why would you do that?
Why didn't you call the play?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Why would you call that?
Why
and
did
then
you
the
throw the ball? It just, look, it created so much uncertainty in the last 4 minutes of this game.
And honestly, you're lucky he didn't run it back for a touchdown.
Oh, 100%, Kevin. 100%. And then Now that's the drive where they didn't convert the fourth down, right? No, that was earlier. They didn't convert the fourth down with 8 minutes to go, right? And that's when we got the ball and started moving it, right?
Correct.
Right. So our defense holds them, all the things. That is monumentally one of the stupidest play calls I've ever seen. And if we had lost the game, I would have wanted Brent Venables fired walking off that field.
Yeah.
It's
been 12 hours, and it makes even less sense than it did at the time.
I don't even care that Arbuckle is the guy who called it. The fact that we're running a football program that would even consider calling that play that time,
correct,
is ludicrous. You're up 2 scores. You've run the ball 30 yards, I think. I think you picked up 3 first downs, maybe 2, but whatever. You know what I mean? Movement, positive movement, with a running back that's averaging 7.2 yards a carry, with a quarterback that is very mobile and very effective at running the ball. It defies any kind of logic.
Any sort of logic. And the weird thing, too, like, why are you calling that play for him? It's not like it was Satania or, Giovanni Gibson. A guy who hardly even plays. You're going to isolate him on the left side and run a slant there and into traffic? What were you thinking? Like,
for what? To pick up 4 yards?
Yes, for what? Everything you were doing was working. The run game, the quarterback run game, throw it to Satania. That's all you needed to do to close out the game. Those 3 options.
Kevin, I'm not advocating this. This is not what I'm saying we should have done, because we should have run the ball. But what happens if we took a shot? Okay, like, let's just put the kill shot in them. Which sounds kind of dumb, not as dumb as what they did. And then Mateer drops back, lets it fly to her. I don't even know who it was. Carter.
I think it was Carter. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't even know who the kid is. Yeah, Jermichael Carter. Right. 2 catches, 21 yards. Well done. And let's say you said fly route to Jermichael Carter, and we let the bomb go, and they intercept it at the 6-yard line, and they go out of bounds. Well, it's incredibly stupid, and it's dumb, but they got the ball at the 6-yard line. You were trying to take a kill shot. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but at least there's like some logical rationale that gets you to a point where you can see how somebody can make a decision. This is one of those decisions where your kids do something so stupid that you don't even know how to, like, you want to like go slap your wife because your kids are so stupid.
Yeah.
Or she wants to slap me, one of the other, right? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't.
Like how?
We won the game, and I listed off like 37 positive things before I got to this, but I just don't. I can't get over it. It's so GD stupid, Kevin. It should have almost cost us the game.
Correct. I mean, that was easily could have been taken back for a touchdown. And then you get the ball back, and then you have all this pressure to make something happen. The crowd is back into it. Everybody gets nervous. But yeah, so definitely dodged a bullet, and it was a good play by Xavier Robinson to make the tackle, to chase him down and make that tackle. Because if he scores there and it's, it's a 2-score game, or excuse me, a 2-point game at that point, and then you're on the road. So yeah, it's just a lot of bad things that could have happened there.
Okay, a couple of things. Robert had to close the game out, and then we'll get to Texas. The Robert Spears-Jennings onside kick. First of all, it was a great play by him. Second of all, were you surprised with 2 timeouts that Tennessee went with the onside?
A little bit. I'm not bashing the decision at all, but I think he could have, and maybe he didn't feel confident in his defense's ability to stop you.
Yeah, they had a lot of dudes out, man. They were as hurt as we were. They were just as hurt defensively.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? We'll get to Texas and with that too. You get to this point in the season, you're playing against high-level athletes every week. Guys are just going to get hurt. So yeah, your depth really gets tested. And and you had them again. It was kind of like South Carolina when you guys can run the ball well. you just have them lost because you have so many options you can do. Every play, you can have essentially a triple option, especially if you use a jet motion. You can have a jet sweep that you can hand it off to. You could fake the jet sweep and throw. You could fake the jet sweep and do a quarterback counter with it.
Right. Yep.
Right.
Which was very effective in the second half.
Correct. Yes. And that's the effect of running the football. That's why you have to stick to trying to run the football because it opens up, it unlocks everything. That's why you won the football game yesterday. I mean, besides your defense. But yeah. Also, I want to talk about this real quick. You know, if you're a Tennessee fan, obviously this is the Texas OU podcast, but you know, if you're just switching gears for a little bit, because we love college football. If you're a Tennessee fan, what are you thinking about this game? I looked at one point and
you should have been up 21-0 in the first half.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking.
You have, it's like 18-4 when it comes to first downs. You guys had, I think, 70 yards of offense. They had 250. The time of possession was 18 minutes to 8. You're dominating everything with the scoreboard.
Oh, you came back to take the time of possession lead at the end of the game.
Insane.
That is, look, I think you're saying to yourself, it's kind of like they're kind of like an Oklahoma team from a couple years ago with Dylan Gabriel, where if you don't just go outscore the other team, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
And so they're sitting here and go, I think, just having been in those positions, like we can blame the defense, but the defense is what it is. And it's been that way all year.
It's been bad all year.
So
their defense Tennessee's defense wasn't bad overall.
First of all,
right?
I'm just saying what I think a Tennessee fan probably thinks is more.
Correct. Yeah.
Which is, we know the defense was going to give up plays. So our offense had to go score. We talked about this, right? What the projected score was going to be, 30-27 Tennessee. Well, it was really, really close to that. Number one. Number two, it was Tennessee's second lowest output of points next to the Alabama game where they only got 20. My point is, if I'm a Tennessee fan, is I know that the defense is going to give up points. The turnovers, the strip sack, and the interception on Peyton Bowen, absolutely killed Tennessee. And that's what they're looking at, are those two plays going, we convert on those two plays and we win this thing going away. And I think they do.
Yeah, you guys aren't really built to come back from that sort of deficit. And the crazy thing is, the second interception, I think, when he threw that one and Robert Spears-Jennings intercepted it, from that point on, Aguilar was frazzled mentally.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't know what they're doing here. What I'm expecting them to do defensively is not what's happening. And it seemed to knock his confidence down. And I think even Heupel as a play caller became less aggressive at that point. They were calling, they called that quarterback power run on, third down. I've never seen them run that all year. And PJ Adebawore stuffed it. So,
and it's crazy that you talk about the confidence of a quarterback that threw for 393 yards.
Yeah, I think he was seeing ghosts, man.
You'd agree, though, that is indicative of OU's defense and not Aguilar, because I think Aguilar's
I think Aguilar's great. Yeah, I think he's really good. Yeah, no, you had him seeing ghosts. It wasn't. Yeah, that was completely caused by the scheme. And there were some things you guys were switching looks. I don't know if you picked up on this. There was one play where you started off in a 4-down front. You had 4-down linemen. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
A few seconds before the snap, it's like 10 seconds left on the play clock. One of your linemen gets up and drops back into a linebacker spot. You shift into a 3-man front. And everything changes.
They had no idea who to block, no idea where to go. They didn't know. He wasn't able to count the numbers. It's all about counting numbers in the box. And they were like, I don't even know what the box is anymore. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. Exactly. And the offensive line struggled. That play when Heineke hit Aguilar, that just seems like a simple routine deal. It took a split second before the right tackle realized who he was supposed to block. By the time he realized, you see him eventually turn his shoulders towards Heineke. It's too late. He gets hit, ball comes out, and then Armby Thomas makes really what was an incredible play to run that back for a touchdown. I can't believe he kept fighting and was able to take that to the house, even with the hurt hamstring.
Heineke is one of those guys that reminds us why we love college football.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to see him in the NFL. I don't think. Maybe, I guess, but I don't think so. Size and all that. But a walk-on to do the things he did in an SEC game, have 13 tackles against a really, really good offense, and to just be all over the field, it's so fun. It's so fun. Listen, BV was in his bag defensively, especially in the second half. Not even in the first half to an extent with those two.
Yeah, really from the middle of the second quarter on. I mean, you gave up the one touchdown in the third quarter, but from the middle of the second quarter on,
that was bad tackling.
It was.
Oh my God.
You had some tackling stuff.
Hey, look, Oklahoma 7-2. They're probably going to rise to like 12th in the country, I think, because you had 2 losses ahead of them. It's okay. We're okay. Let's we get our break and then we go play Vandy. Texas. Austin, Texas. I talked about Arch's stat line, 25 of 33, 328, 3 touchdowns. Kevin, this is what you wanted to see all year. This dude was dicing up. And this is one of those Sark games where you're like, okay, this is the offensive coordinator we want to see from Sark. Like, these are the plays, the play calls, the play timing, the scripts, just scheming guys so wide open in the first half. I mean, you're looking at it, you're like, if you're an Oklahoma fan or any other fan, you're like, this is the dude I have seen for the last 2 years, and I hate him because it's seemingly nothing you can do to stop his offense when he's in that kind of rhythm. And that's the rhythm they were in the first half. What did you see that changed from the previous 8 games?
Well, 2 things, John. Number 1, the offensive line. They made a move. We've kind of talked about this. Cole Hudson had been Texas starting center all season. He'd been struggling like everybody else. The left guard position had been a disaster all year. We've rotated multiple guys there. It hasn't worked. Every team on our schedule, the game plan was just attack the left guard, and it's worked for them. That's why Arch has been under so much duress the entire season. It's another reason why we haven't been able to run the ball great. Well, Cole Hudson got injured in the Florida game. Since then, Connor Robertson, who's been on campus since 2022 and has been a center, he's been the starting center since then. Well, Cole Hudson comes back from injury. They put Cole Hudson at guard, which he has played guard his entire career until this year. They switched him to center. They put him at guard, and all of a sudden, the issues at the left guard position are gone. Arch did not get sacked once in this game. He's been sacked. Mississippi State, who couldn't pressure against anybody, had 5 sacks against Arch last week. Just to tell you how bad it's been. No sacks for Vanderbilt. He actually had time. And like I told you, Arch, when he has time, everybody's been so out on him. Oh, this guy sucks. I'm like, well, look, he hasn't been great. But everything around him is being so bad, we haven't really even got a chance to see what he can do. He had the protection today. That was the first thing. Number 2, John, the play calling, getting the ball to our athletes in space. It's what we've done since Sark has been here. It's what's been successful. Sark has had in his mind that with Arch, he throws the ball deep. We're going to throw deep this year. The protection hasn't been there, right? And the receivers haven't got the separation deep. It hasn't worked. He went back to what works. Get him in space. First play of the game, simple screen pass to Wingo. We saw it last week. He went for 66 yards on the first play. This week, he goes 75 yards for a touchdown on the first play of the game. I mean, Vanderbilt typically not built to come back from a big deficit. They got off to a great start, and it was cool to see.
Okay. They get off to a great start. At one point, the score is 31-14. What was the score at halftime?
It was 31-10.
Okay, 31-10, and I went to go play golf. Okay, because there's one thing that I want to watch less than Texas football, and that's Texas football blowing somebody out.
Blowing out a top 10 team, by the way.
Blowing out a top 10 team at home with all the burnt orange and the whatevers, and
First home game since September.
Yeah, I feel bad for you. Yeah, God, that sucks for Texas. So I was like, I'm gonna go play golf. It was a beautiful day. I'm gonna go take advantage of it. And my wife's with me, and she just keeps giving me the score, and I'm like, this is a game I decide not to watch, right? Because Vandy just keeps coming, man. They just keep coming. That was a bust. You're up 10. What happened on the bust play near the end of the fourth quarter?
Well,
that just provided such that was a walk-in touch. You and I could have scored on that touchdown.
Correct. Yeah. Again, I texted you something at halftime, right? We're already without Michael Taft, very, very important player on the defense. But then Jelani McDonald, the other safety, who has been outstanding this year, he gets hurt what appears to be a concussion. He gets helped off into the locker room by the training staff. So now we've got two backup safeties in the game. And it was just a huge bust between the corner and the safety of miscommunication. And Eli Stowers, their outstanding tight end, is just wide open for a 65-yard touchdown. It's a bust. I can't remember the last time we had a bust like that in the secondary.
That looked like a Mike Stoops bust.
Yeah, it really did. Some of those things y'all had during that time frame. Honestly, even PK's first year when we were ranked in the 100s defensively, I don't remember just seeing somebody run that wide open for a touchdown. It just gave him a little bit of hope, right?
Well, I think it gave him a lot of bit of hope. And that onside kick.
But this is before that.
What score was that?
The bus made it, I believe, like a 17-point game. Hold on, let me find it here. Give me 1 second.
No, it would have made
it made it a 10-point game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it made it a 10-point game after that play. So there's 3:54 left after that. Then we go down the field after that. The offense never stalled. We punted one time the entire game. We get all the way down the field. We missed a field goal. It was really frustrating. Our kicker, you guys definitely got the best transfer kicker. We got the Mason Shipley from Texas State. You guys get Sandell, advantage you guys in that aspect.
Yeah, Shipley's he's whatever.
Yeah, he's good, but
he's fine.
When he gets over 50 is when,
yeah,
and you need to make those kicks, right? There's no pressure really. So anyway, they go down the field. And again, they're attacking the safety position. We got two guys there. It's just miscommunications. It's bust. They get down the field. They score. Yeah, and it's 33 seconds left, and it's a field goal lead, and they get an onside kick. And that was one of the most scary moments that I remember. The ball bounces off Livingston.
It was a very well executed onside kick.
Correct.
And they didn't try to hop it. They tried to go ground ball right at Livingston.
Hard. Yeah, correct.
And he didn't handle it. And the mad scramble, game over Texas. Balls goes out of bounds. But look, man, it's much like in Oklahoma. It happened in two very different ways. But you arrive at 7-2. I asked the question, and I think to me this answered my question. Okay, the question I said was, does the win at Kentucky and the win at Mississippi State unlock something for Texas, or does it represent, a blip in an otherwise bleary season? As an Oklahoma fan and somebody that does not want to see Texas in the SEC championship game, I'm a little concerned this has opened up some optimism, hope, rhythm, whatever for the Texas offense. The question's going to be, who will you have back to go to Athens with? Will Taft be back?
Everybody back.
You think you got everybody back that's reasonable to come back?
Yeah, we expect Taft to be back. We expect, from what I hear, Jelani McDonald to be back as well. Now, if we didn't have if that game was this week, it would be a little bit different. I'd be concerned, but with it being in 2 weeks, I feel good about Taft being back, and I feel good about Jelani McDonald being back. Also, Ryan Wingo, I texted you about that too. He dislocated his thumb on a pass late in the second quarter. He never came back. But I'm hearing they believe he'll be back as well for the Georgia game. So, and we'll need all of them, man. We'll need all of them. Georgia.
Well, after this offensive performance, so you've got to be sitting there. You got to be thinking, okay, well, we got to. I mean, Florida they held Georgia to 24.
Yeah. I feel a lot better about it. I don't feel great about it, but I feel a lot better than I did before yesterday with that offensive performance. Just the ability to spread teams out, get the ball to our guys, let them go make plays. Just let them go make plays. And again, it was the best it's looked all year by a long shot. But it started with the fact that we were able to protect Orange. He was able to sit in there and make throws. And he's an accurate quarterback for the most part when he's protected. So it was great to see. It feels like his confidence is going up and up and up. And it's just going to help us for the rest of the season. We've got a tough stretch of games, right? Remember before the season how we were saying how Texas' schedule was not anywhere as difficult as Oklahoma's? I think that has changed. That has completely changed.
I don't know, man. We have to go to Alabama, host Missouri, and then LSU. You have Georgia and A&M.
Correct.
I don't know if it's
LSU's a dumpster fire, man.
I don't know if it's you got Arkansas. I don't know if it's literally changed, but I think it's on par. I think it's on par.
Correct. Yeah. That's what I'm not saying that ours is much more difficult, but that
it's on par.
Separation between them is not. That's gone now.
Which speaks to the fact that Oklahoma shouldn't have lost to Texas. That's all that means. Because this isn't the Texas team Oklahoma lost to. You'd agree with that,
No,
right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
We didn't lose to this Texas team. We lost to a Texas team that we had no business losing to based on the fact that we were the better team at the time. Now,
and you had no business losing by 17 points.
Yeah.
With the punt, even if you say the punt return was a block in the back, and I'll acknowledge that. 10 points then.
You haven't even heard me gripe about it because we got our butt.
I'm talking a general OU fan, not you.
Yeah, we got our. I know what happened in that game. We got our ass kicked, and that is what's frustrating about where we're at right now. So you look back at my picks on the year, and yes, I'm a homer, and yes, I picked whatever 10-2. It's the OU game. I mean, it's the Texas game. That's what screws me so far. It's one game that screwed me on being in a really good spot.
Yeah.
Because looking at that game, that's the one that got away, right? Ole Miss is Ole Miss. Like, that's whatever. I think I had us losing to Ole Miss and losing to Alabama.
Okay.
So
I had you losing to Texas, South Carolina, but before we knew that they actually sucked this year, and Alabama, and I think LSU.
Yeah, it's LSU. What a joke. All right. Kevin, let's thank our sponsors. Brown O'Haver, public insurance adjusters working for the insured, not the insurance company. If you've had a loss to your home or your business, fire, theft, wind, tornado, hail, you want to call Brown O'Haver, 405-735-5510. They are licensed by the state of Oklahoma and like 20 other states. So if you're out there listening from another state, give Brown O'Haver a call. They work for you to get you more money on your insurance claim. You pay premiums year after year after year after year. When you have to file a claim, you deserve to get paid on the claim. Call Brown O'Haver, 405-735-5510. Kevin, who are you in for?
I'm in for Pioneer Roofing, John. Recent hailstorm came through the Oklahoma City metro area. If your home was affected, if you saw hail, if your neighbors have mentioned hail, if you've seen roofers going through your neighborhood, give Pioneer Roofing a call. They'll come out and give you a free inspection, let you know if you need a roof replacement or if your roof is just fine. They'll take good care of you. Give them a call, 405-549-2712.
Kevin, let's look at our picks real quick. I had Oklahoma covering, which was kind of a homer pick, but it worked, so I got the win. You had Texas covering, kind of a homer pick, but it worked, so you got the win. Georgia Tech falls to NC State. NC State, a sneaky good team. No, I say that. They're not a sneaky good team. They're not even in the top 7 of the ACC.
No, they beat Georgia. They were 4-4 coming into the game.
They beat Georgia Tech 48-36. We both lost. Oh, that's not the game we lost, but they lost. I'm sorry. Georgia. We both had Georgia to cover Florida. Sorry, wrong Georgia. We both had Georgia to cover the Florida game. Georgia only wins 24-20. kind of an ugly game. Georgia had to come back.
Yeah, Florida really fought in this one, man. They probably were the better team overall, but you know how it is with Georgia, man.
That's 2 years in a row where I think Florida's been the better team.
They're just
2 years in a row.
It's so hard to bury that team.
Georgia's won 5 years in a row in Jacksonville, and the most since like the early 80s.
As someone whose team has lost 5 years in a row to a rival, that absolutely sucks, man.
Dude, I've lost 2 years in a row, and it sucks. I hate it.
Imagine losing the next 3, especially when your team has incredible talent and some of the best teams in the history of your program, and you still lose 5 in a row.
That's what happens when you don't throw a touchdown pass for 5 years, Kevin.
Correct.
We both thought Cincinnati in the Big 12 might have been for real, or at least real enough to cover the points. They were not. Utah rolls 45-14. Loss for you, loss for me. And Nebraska with enough to cover, but not enough to beat USC at home.
Remind me, what was the spread on that game?
6.5.
Okay.
USC was
Raiola got injured in that game.
Kevin, I can't help that.
No,
I watched it. I watched that game. I watched all that game.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah. It's just Raiola got injured. They bring in this freshman backup.
Yep.
And USC took advantage of that. Good for them.
You went 1-4. Another terrible week for you. I went 2-3. Not great. You fall to 19, 29-2. I am 25, 22-1. SD's fine, right? They're a fine football team. I wouldn't be scared to play them. I think
no, not at all. I mean,
they're fine. Let's just go through it real quick. There wasn't a ton of great games. There's one that I do want to talk about. Memphis beats Rice 38-14. Ohio State, Penn State. At least it was a ball game for half. 38-14 though. Indiana just continues to roll. Georgia, Florida, we talked about that. Ole Miss beats South Carolina 30-14, which is about what we thought, right? South Carolina's just
they're 1-6 in the SEC now. It's over. It's one of those season from hells for them.
I misspoke earlier talking about a Georgia team. Georgia Tech loses to NC State, which is just a weird loss.
Yeah, remember that Georgia Tech was undefeated, 8-0, 5-0 in the ACC. They go to NC State and lose by 12.
Yeah, it's just odd. So, but sticking in the ACC, the game I really want to talk about is the SMU Miami game, 26-20 in overtime. All these teams are doing, including the Houston loss, because Houston lost as well. All these teams are doing is making you and I sound dumber and dumber, right? Because here I am, I'm like, okay, Miami's had their big loss for the year. They're really the best in the ACC. Shouldn't be an issue. You're like, oh man, they could even win out and not make it, but they're really good. It's going to be fine. They're in the playoff. Blah blah blah. Then they go lose to SMU 26-20. They let Jennings go 29-44 for 365 yards and 4 touchdowns. They only allowed SMU 23 yards rushing and still found a way to lose the game.
Correct.
I mean, that's an incredible stat. Also an incredible stat. Their first game outside the state of Florida all year.
Not bizarre. It's week 10.
It's week 10 in a conference that spans the entire United States.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
They basically have Hawaii in the ACC now, and this is their first game, and it's in Texas. Like that's some big leap of a. So anyway, I don't know what Miami's doing. Here's the problem with Miami. The problem with Miami is they were a lock for the playoffs. I think we agree. They were a lock. As much as anybody was a lock. They were a lock just because nobody in the ACC is any good. Well, now they are 7th in the ACC. You're not making the playoff. There's no justification to get the 7th ranked ACC team into the playoff.
Correct, man. That was a game that they just couldn't lose. And the strength of schedule now, right? I mean, they've got Syracuse, NC State, Virginia Tech, and Pitt left. So now, they're on the outside looking in for playing for their own conference, a conference that,
And Pitt's,
a lot of people don't take seriously.
Just for the record, Pitt's 5-1 in the ACC.
It's just, and this happens every year with them. They were on track for the playoff last year, and they fell apart in November. It was the exact same thing. It's really been that way the whole time Cristobal's been there. I don't understand it with them.
It's off-putting. Notre Dame beats Boston College 25-10. Texas Tech rolls over K-State 43-20. Virginia beats Cal. Louisville beats Virginia Tech. We talked Utah Cincy. Michigan beats Purdue, although close. I don't know how good Michigan is. They keep winning.
I don't trust them at all.
West Virginia beats Houston in Houston 45-35. Again, another one of these where, like, well, I guess Houston's got to figure it out. No, they don't. USC beats Nebraska. So here's what I want to talk about, Kevin. Again, only one really big upset that matters, I think, which is the Miami game. I don't know if that knocks them out of the playoff contention, but it might. It might be an eliminator for them. Let's take a look at the SEC real quick. And let's just think playoff teams, okay? Here's the rankings, and I want you to tell me who's still alive for a playoff spot. A&M 5-0. Bama's 5-0. Georgia's 5-1. Ole Miss is 5-1. Texas is 4-1. OU 3-2. Vandy 3-2. A&M alive.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Bama's alive. Mm-hmm. Georgia's alive, right?
Alive and well, yeah.
Ole Miss is alive. Texas is very much alive at 4-1. Now we'll see what happens with theirs. You talked about the stretch.
Yes.
I think it's tough. OU, ESPN have them at 50% after that win at Tennessee. It seems high to me.
Yeah. There's still so much football left to be played, though. And the thing is, John, other than the Alabama game, you'll be favored in the other ones.
Yeah. So that's OU's at 3-2, Vandy's at 3-2. But anyway, when I look at the SEC, I'm seeing 5 teams probably getting into the playoff.
I would agree.
Out of the 12.
I would agree.
Because now let's move to the Big Ten, the other big boy. Again, we talked about the Big Ten last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago. The problem with the Big Ten is the top 5 teams are really, really good. Everybody else kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Indiana's at top right now, 6-0. They do not play Ohio State until maybe the Big Ten championship game. Ohio State's at 5-0. Michigan's at 5-1. Their only loss coming to USC. Oregon 4-1. Their only loss coming to Indiana. Iowa 4-1. Their only loss coming to Indiana. And USC, their only loss coming to Michigan. I don't see a scenario where Michigan, Iowa, or SC are still in playoff contention.
I agree with that, but it just depends on how the schedule turns out for these teams, right? Can they get into their conference championship game? Right? I mean, obviously that would require, one of these top 2 teams dropping a game at this point, and they don't play each other. So it's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine that. It would take a lot of outside things happening with other teams for them to sneak their way in.
If I look at this right now, I think 3 teams get in for the Big Ten. I think it's Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon.
Right? Yeah.
Right? What is Indiana's remaining schedule?
Let's see. They've got at Penn State.
Win.
Wisconsin at Purdue. Come on.
Unless they just look.
It would take a total collapse. Meltdown.
Anything can happen, but they're in the Big Ten championship game.
Yes.
And so, listen, USC with 2 losses, if they can't get into the Big Ten championship game, I think Iowa has 2 losses. I don't think they can get into the Big Ten championship game.
Well, they've only got 1 conference loss, but again, it would take one of these teams losing. And Ohio State has to lose.
And they got UCLA. UCLA.
And at Michigan. If Ryan Day loses this game, man, I don't know what to think.
It would be so. Okay. But you take 3 teams, right? So that's 5 from the SEC. 3 from the Big Ten. That's going to leave us 4 teams, right?
Yes.
So we probably had Memphis. Let's just put Memphis in as a placeholder. Okay, so that leaves 3 teams.
We have the ACC champ.
Okay, here's your ACC. Virginia's at 5-0 because an NC State loss doesn't go against them, which is weird. Georgia Tech's at 5-1. Their only losses to NC State. Pitt is at 5-1. Louisville's 5-1. SMU is 4-1. And I don't even know what team I wrote down there.
Did you write Miami down?
Duke.
Or do you have them out? Duke. Oh yeah, 4-1.
Duke is at 4-1, and Miami falls all the way to 2-2. Kevin, I don't see a scenario where Miami jumps 6 teams to get into the. I guess they have to jump 5 teams to get into the ACC championship game.
Correct. It's going to be tough, man. Their margin for error really was already gone. So yeah, now it's out of their control.
With 2 losses to Louisville and Duke. No, not Louisville and Duke. Louisville and SMU.
SMU, yeah.
I don't know that those losses are good enough to get them an at-large bid. Do you?
I don't. No.
I think the winner of the ACC is who gets in, and only that.
Okay. Last year they got 2 in with SMU and Clemson, but that was last year. And Clemson gets the benefit of the doubt because they're Clemson last year.
Right.
There's no Clemson this year. Virginia's not going to get that benefit of the doubt.
I think there's a path for 2 if Georgia Tech wins out, including a win over Georgia.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
So
here's their schedule: at BC, home against Pitt.
Pitt's 5-1. Pitt's 5-1.
Yes. And then, of course, the Georgia game.
Okay, so after we said 5 in the SEC, 3 in the Big Ten, one group of 5, which we think is Memphis. That left 3 teams. So we're saying 1.5 teams for the ACC, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to the Big 12. Big 12's got BYU 5-0, Tech at 5-1, Cincy at 5-1, Houston at 4-2, Utah 4-2, ASU at 4-2. I think the only way they get 2 teams in is some combination of BYU and Texas Tech. But as you talked about it earlier, the problem is they play each other.
They play each other this upcoming week, by the way. Game day is going to be there in Lubbock.
That's the first, when the last time game day was in Lubbock?
Yes, I do.
You remember that, right?
Of course,
do we need to go find some highlights? You want to find some highlights? It
haunts my nightmares. You don't need to do highlights. You think I forgot?
My man Crab, he stood up to my man Crab. That's all he did was stood up to his man Crab on the sideline.
Yep. We had it covered well, by the way.
Listen, my wife, who is not a ginormous football fan, picks moments to get excited about football, like moments in time. And she lost her mind when Crabtree made that catch on the sideline. It was one of the funniest things. I was just like looking at her like, I'm not even this excited. I mean, I knew what it meant for Oklahoma.
Correct.
But she lost her mind. And it was so fun. It was so fun. That was great. Thanks for bringing that up, Kevin. Thank you for bringing that up and reminding us what happened the last time Tech was in Lubbock. Or game day was in Lubbock. Okay. So, hey, how about this? How about if Texas Tech beats BYU? Okay. But then they play each other in the Big 12 and BYU wins.
Yeah.
Does that get BYU and Tech into the college football playoff?
And that's their only loss? For
BYU's only, yeah.
Look at BYU. Texas Tech, I don't know. Let's look at BYU's schedule.
They got Tech, TCU.
They got 4 games left too. Look at that.
Yeah, it's going to be. Listen, they're going to have to win their games, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's say they lose to Tech. That takes them to 11-1. And I think they get into. I think an 11-1 team is getting into the Big 12 championship game. I don't want to get too much into the weeds. All right, go click on Texas Tech. What's their record right now? They've got 1 loss.
They've got 1 loss. They're 8-1, 5-1 in the conference. Actually, let's go to Texas Tech here.
Okay. All right. BYU, they're going to beat UCF in West Virginia.
Yes.
Okay. So if BYU wins, there's a chance they knock Tech out of contention all the way around. If BYU wins, Tech could be out.
Correct.
But if BYU loses and Tech wins, I think Tech wins out, and I think they get to the Big 12 championship game. I mean, when we're comparing Big 12 to ACC.
Yes.
I think 2 conferences for 3 spots. That's the way I look at it. Because I think you've got to give the SEC 5 spots.
They could even get 6. The way this is looking.
If OU wins out, they could get 6.
Well, if you went out, yeah, you're in for sure.
Oh yeah, Oklahoma's in. Oklahoma might be in 9. They still might be in at 9-3, although depends on how.
You could. No. I'm acknowledging fully at 9-3. You could be in.
It very much depends on how OU looks against Alabama, right? Like very, very, very much.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, though.
Well, real quick.
Okay.
As it stands, it's Virginia and Georgia Tech, BYU and Tech. So two technical schools. Virginia, Georgia Tech, BYU, Texas Tech. Of those 4, which 3 on November 2nd do you think get in?
Okay, give me those 4 again.
Virginia and Georgia Tech, BYU and Texas Tech. So those are 4 teams. They're only going to get 3 in.
I'll go BYU, Georgia Tech, and Texas Tech over Virginia.
Yeah, because see, if Virginia loses at all, that's going to take them to 2 losses.
Yeah.
All right, there's your playoff.
They're so new with it. Yeah.
Well, we need to play the games because see, here's the deal: if Texas loses 2 games, which could happen, Georgia and A&M, so that would knock them out. Oklahoma. Let me ask you this: if they lose, because if Texas loses 2 games, that puts them at 8-4.
8-4, yes.
So a 9-3 Oklahoma, despite the loss to Texas, will get in over Texas.
If they're 8-4, yes.
But
here's a question I have:
if you're comparing 9-3 Oklahoma to 8-4 Texas,
yes,
9-3 Texas to 9-3 Oklahoma, it's got to be Texas.
That's the question I'm going to ask.
No,
that's what I was going to ask.
I don't think it's a question. We shouldn't have lost the damn game.
Yeah.
Yes.
What happens with 9-3 Texas? That's the question that I have.
Well, if you're 9-3, it means you beat Georgia or A&M.
Yes.
I think it might be how you look against Georgia, maybe.
Correct. Yeah, if we're competitive against Georgia, beat A&M.
I think if you lose to A&M at home, that loss could hurt late in the season.
Okay.
Like seeing A&M beat Texas in Austin.
Correct.
I think that could have, even if you beat Georgia, I still think that could have a negative effect.
And I'll be honest, I would rather lose to Georgia than lose to A&M.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
I would rather lose to Bama than lose to Missouri.
Exactly.
Although I think beating Bama might put OU in the playoff. Like you beat Bama.
Yes.
Even that being said, though, I don't want to lose to Missouri this year.
You can't lose to Missouri, man.
I don't want to lose to Missouri. No. God, I don't want to lose to Missouri.
No.
Oh, my God.
Correct.
Can we just go back to that play call, Kevin? What? I mean, you're an offensive coordinator, okay? Let's just say you're Sarkisian. I don't pick a really, really good coordinator. Sarkisian, Lincoln Riley. Who else do we know? Joe Brady for the Bills, who's being rumored as LSU coach. Andy Reid. Just dudes that are like just really, really good offensive play callers. What could possibly get in their mind with 4 minutes to go, up 2 scores in plus territory, to throw that ball to that receiver in that situation?
That is an excellent question. I cannot make sense of it, John.
This isn't like some advanced metric that I'm missing, right? That when they do down, distance, point in the game, up by 9, it's a quick slant to a guy that you don't throw to. Like, surely that's not on the matrix sheet, right? That's not some Billy Bean Moneyball BS that says this is when you throw the ball to Jermichael Carter.
No, it can't be. It's inexplicable, John. I don't care if the look showed one-on-one coverage.
I don't care what it showed.
Yes, correct. It's not like you've got, I'm trying to think. You don't have CeeDee Lamb out there.
Yeah. Hey, listen. First of all, I hear you. You're right. The personnel, that's one whole part of the mystery, right? It's not Satania. It's not even Javonte Gibson, who's a big bodied receiver.
Yeah, exactly.
Jermichael Carter might be a big dude. I got to tell you, I'm an OU homer. I host an OU podcast. I couldn't give you the measurables on Jermichael Carter. I'm not even going to pretend. I'm not sitting here saying.
You don't really know much about
the dude's probably
which is telling us all we need to know right there.
That's all I'm saying, right? Like, what are we doing? Whatever. If you're coming to John Whitson for this, how much was it? 507? It wasn't 507 because we pick up the first down, right?
I think let's see. I think this is it. Okay, it's a play after.
No. You pick up the first down. You're at the positive 35. You're at the positive 35. Look at it right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just run the damn ball.
All right, 430 here.
Look at the linebacker cheat over. Look at the linebacker cheat over. 3 dudes.
And again, and at this point right here, I'll pause it. Right here. I'm like, he's going to score.
Yeah.
He's going to score.
Yeah.
I mean, if Xavier Robinson doesn't make the tackle there, I think he scores, man. Oh, my God.
Kevin, I know what this podcast is, okay? I know what we are. Number one, I think you're very, very, very good at this analysis and understanding the setups and stuff. But I think we both agree this is not the Oklahoma breakdown.
No, those guys are players, NFL guys. They know what they're seeing more than either of us could dream of.
But I'm going to take it. I'm going to just throw this out there. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there and just make the claim right now for the Boomer Bevo podcast. I could tell that was a bad decision.
Yes, exactly. You don't have to be, Bill Belichick, Vince Lombardi. You don't have to be that.
Run the ball. Kevin, you're up 2 scores. Okay?
You're up 2 scores.
They've only got 2 timeouts. You're going to run a minute 30 off the clock. And then there's going to be the time. And either that or they're going to have to use both timeouts.
Yes.
Either way, it's working. Oh, my God.
But here's a better play for you. How about that?
Oh, Peyton Bowen. That's the Peyton Bowen we've been waiting for.
Yeah, it's the best play of his career.
That's the Peyton Bowen play we've been waiting for. Look, the defense, despite the tremendous number of yards they gave up to Aguilar, who I think is a very good quarterback. Listen, I'll tell you this. You can disagree with me. Nico plays that game. I think we win by more.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Aguilar over Nico has been a massive upgrade for Tennessee.
And we were wrong about that, too. Basically, the Boomer Bevo podcast is willing to admit we're wrong about everything.
Yeah, we thought it was a bad look for everybody.
We did, but it worked.
We thought it was bad for Nico. It was bad for Tennessee. We thought it was just a very unfortunate situation, and it ended up being only unfortunate for Nico. I say it's worked out for Tennessee, but they're effectively out of the playoff. Correct. I don't put that on the arm of Joey Aguilar, though.
I do not. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think he's been an upgrade. He's been an upgrade over what you had last year.
What about that fourth down?
Is bad.
What about that fourth down that almost picked up? Jeez, hit the guy right in the face mask.
Oh yeah, I know.
That looked like me trying to make a catch.
And people were maybe saying that, oh, why'd you throw it to him? I'm like, why not, man? He's wide open.
Because he's wide open.
It was a good design.
It was. He was wide open. Okay.
You just hope he gets his head turned around quicker.
Kevin, you and I get a break before probably the 2 biggest games of the year now at this point. I mean, every game at this point is going to be the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, we're in the playoffs now, essentially.
Yeah, both teams have put themselves in. Your loss to Florida and our loss to you has basically created elimination games from every point on.
Yeah. This SEC thing, man, it's a lot of fun, but it's serious big boy football. We talked about it earlier, right? With guys just getting banged up, high level athletes you're playing against every week. You're playing in crazy environments every week, and you got to be able to handle it.
Well, and you got to say, and the depth comes in with who's going to step up. We saw Taylor Wine step up. Marvin Jones Jr. played good in R. Mason's absence, and then Heineke stepping in for for Kobe McKenzie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the competitive depth you have to be successful in the SEC. So it would say, look, despite my just shock of that play call, and it does for me overshadow the win. I can't get over it. It overshadows the win. Despite that, going into Neyland Stadium at night.
Correct, man. You beat Tennessee, and this is, in
prime
love
time.
This weekend.
In prime time.
In prime time. What do they call it? Dark mode game, right?
Recruiting, prime time. I mean, okay. And then Texas, look, dude, you saw what you wanted to see from March.
Correct.
Like, you had to see this game before you played Georgia. And now you're sitting there, if you're a Texas fan, correct me if I'm wrong, thinking, holy crap, do we have a chance to beat Georgia?
Do we have a chance? Correct. Yeah, and confidence goes a long way in this world, especially in sports. And
wouldn't it be amazing? Wouldn't it be amazing? I don't say amazing might not be the right word. Maybe ironic, because it would not be amazing for me as an Oklahoma fan. But wouldn't it be ironic or just crazy if this is the team that beats Georgia, despite having the two teams previous for you guys?
Correct. Yes, losing to them twice last year, and then we are not as good this year, clearly. And then if we were to go down there and beat them in Athens, it would be pretty wild. It would be.
All right.
Gunnar Stockton's very good for them this year. They're a different team. Gunnar Stockton's been great for them.
I can't believe Georgia held them to 24. That was the most surprising. I would have thought Georgia had given up, but they hadn't. They played hard.
They did. Yeah, Florida, they wanted it, man. they left it all out there on the field for sure. Real quick with the before we go with Texas, I'm kind of a little disappointed that they were able to come back, because I thought it would have been a great statement, the fact that we were blowing them out. That's a good football team with a good quarterback, and we were blowing them out for pretty much 3.5 quarters in the last 5 minutes, to get those 14 points and get back in the game. So I'm happy that we were able to hold on to win.
Look, man,
I'm certainly not going to complain about a top 10 win in conference.
The SEC just reminds you of NFL football week after week.
It does.
Where the game's never over because the teams are so close and the breaks balance each other out. Now, sometimes, Kevin, you do really stupid stuff that brings the team back into the game that maybe was unnecessary. But still, like you said, Vanderbilt, they weren't going to go down. This isn't the Big 12, dude, where a team gets down 17 to Texas and you just fold because you're at Texas.
Yeah, I mean, because we have no chance because our players aren't nearly as good. So,
which, by the way, can you two get their ass together? Because that sucked. I had to. You know what I watched? I watched like 4 total games because I was watching stuff over the air.
Yeah,
I was watching over the air.
Yeah, so you have to hook up an antenna.
I hooked up a pancake. I picked up a pancake antenna. I was able to watch the Texas and Vanderbilt game and the Ohio State Penn State game, right? Because I'm having to do like previous channel because I can't do picture multi-view or any of that stuff. And then for the OU game, I'm watching the OU game and I'm watching the SC Nebraska game, and I'm going back and forth with those two games. Luckily, those were timed right so that there was a nice gap where I could watch a lot of that. And then this goes to speak to why it was so crappy. Is I darn near forgot that the World Series was on.
You mean Game 7 of the World Series?
Luckily, I'm talking to Jeffrey after the OU win, and he's like, "Man, you watching this game?" And I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I have to go turn my channel to 25 because I'm over the air. Congratulations, Dodgers! What a series! Holy,
it was awesome that game.
It was so fun.
Play
the whole series, dude.
With the second baseman, when he slips, fielding the ball and throws a runner out, which would have been the game-winning run at home plate, and the catcher just gets his toe down on the bag. Just insane stuff, man.
Dude, what about the catch in the freaking the bases are loaded?
Left field.
Left field.
Yeah, I thought for sure, and the left fielder's running back, looking over his shoulder like he's Willie Mays, and the center fielder's like, "Yeah, I got it. Just get out of the way."
Well, he had to make it. He was the left fielder was not in position.
He was not going to make that play. No, he's looking back over his shoulder. I'm like, dude, you're not going to make that catch.
It would have been the greatest catch of all time if he caught it.
Correct. It would have been the greatest catch in the history of the sport if he would have got that. And that's why the center fielder's like, "Nah, I got it." And then Mookie Betts on that final out,
so good.
Shortstop just sprinting to second. And this dude never played shortstop before this year.
Here's what I love about playoff sports, especially finals games, in World Series games, Super Bowls, is it's the rare times in pro sports where those guys don't give a rip about the money.
Oh no, nah.
You know what I mean, though?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because it in the NBA, it's like, load management and this and that, sitting out for this, and or they come out at the end of the third quarter because the game. You just
correct.
It's just. But man, you get into a final.
You
get into a finals or a World Series or a Super Bowl. None of it matters because they're playing for something bigger than that. And it's so much fun. And it's so much fun.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
you had Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
I'm not even a baseball fan, Kevin. And it was so much fun the last 4 innings of that game last night.
Correct. It was awesome to watch.
Which I would have been paying more attention to if YouTube TV wasn't in a pissing contest with ESPN. I don't even know. Who am I supposed to be blaming right now? Do you know?
Both. I don't know the details, so I'm blaming both.
I don't even want the details. Just
figure it out. Figure it out.
God, it's so stupid. But thank you for over-the-air HD TV. It is so clear, so good. You can't DVR it. At least I don't think you can.
Rewind. No, I don't think so. I think you'd have to buy. Remember the old TiVo?
You'd have to have a
buy
TiVo
something like that. Yeah.
Oh, and actually record it, right? Like your No,
it's digitally recorded, but yeah.
No. I know. But I guess your television probably doesn't do that, does it?
No, it does not.
I wonder.
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, it was fun. Listen, I ain't mad at I'm not mad at my television. Let's put it that way. It did its job. My television did its job, Kevin.
And apparently your antenna did too.
Listen, the pancake's a bomb. You get like 72 channels with a pancake. When I programmed it yesterday, because I hadn't programmed, I had to go get it out of my shop, bring it up to the house, hit the little program button, and it rolled 72 channels.
There you go, man.
Now, I think like 68 of them are unwatchable.
Correct.
72
channels. More options than we had back in the day. As I grew up as a kid, we rarely had cable, so better than the 4 we had.
We had cable. I'm not going to say we didn't have cable. It's Ridge Square on San Antonio, but I never had cable in my room.
Okay.
I always just had whatever you had. You had to switch between VHF and UHF. Like I had the little switcheroo.
Yeah, we've come a long way, man. We've come a long way.
I know we're big time now, Kevin. We are big time, Kevin. You know what I'm going to go do this fine November 2nd? I'm going to go play some more golf. So I'm going to go do that right now at a little golf course down the street. That's a humble brag. Little golf course down the street. I'm going to go play some golf. You have a beautiful day with your beautiful bride, Casey. Enjoy Texas's win. We have a bye week. Let's go get it. Boom!
Okay.